I'm Dr. Kelly King. I'm with Relief MD, and today I want to talk to you about Sativa and Indica. I run Relief MD here, and I see patients every day that come in. And as we go through our evaluation, one of the things I want them to come away with is a good idea of what they're doing and the medicine that they'll be taking. So we start with Sativa, Indica, and many people don't know that there is a third cannabis called ruderalis. So I use this chart to tell them about the cannabis and tell them the differences between Sativa, Indica, and the different strains of the plant. So Sativa is a tall, lanky, branched plant. I call it the supermodel of cannabis because it's tall and it has narrow leaves, and it also has a high level of THC. Sativa is responsible for the cerebral and energetic effects of cannabis. It is a daytime strain of cannabis. It's a daytime medication, if you will. On this chart, you can see the different types of sativa. You can have the full sativa, which would be something like a sour diesel. And many of you may already know these names or may have heard of these names, and these are real names. These are names that the cultivators out west originally gave these strains as they were creating them. So there's Fire Haze, there's Lionheart, there's Malawi Gold. Now this chart is not a full representation of all the strains that are out there. There are many, many, many strains, but these are some of the main strains that you may encounter. Side effects of sativa include anxiety, hallucinations, and these are in very high potency strains. So what I would like to caution you is if you have a sativa that is a pure sativa, you want to be careful with that THC content because it can induce some anxiety. I generally point patients toward a leaner sativa, so that is a sativa that will have a little bit more indica. And as you may notice, or as your experience may have taught you, you tend to gravitate towards the leaner sativa anyway. This is why something like Girl Scout cookies is so important, because it is a lean sativa. So you don't have as much of the anxiety and the hallucinations, and it's more of a balanced sativa. Then we come to Indica. Indica is what is the strain that is responsible for the relaxed feeling, the body buzz. You may have heard indica, couch. So an indica or a pure indica is going to give you a very relaxed feeling. Great strain for nighttime use, okay? You want to be using an indica. Examples of names for different indicas would be something that most indicas are purple, and we'll get into why they're purple in a minute, but Purple Buddha, Silver Blue is an indica. Mr. Nice is an indica. Many of you may have gone to one of the dispensaries here locally. They have an indica called 9-Pound Hammer, okay? Indicas really help you sleep. Again, if you get a pure indica, you are going to have some of those pure side effects as well, like couch lock, okay? So you want to be careful, number one, to try to avoid indicas during daytime use. Number two, probably gravitate more towards the leaner indica for some of the same reasons I told you about the sativa. The lean indicas will still give you the relaxing effect without giving you that real stoner Cheech and Chong feeling, okay? That was probably a pure indica. If any of you ever have heard about Cheech and Chong, I'm probably dating myself. And then there's the even split. The even splits, just what it says, it's a hybrid. It's a hybrid of the two. That is a good daytime or nighttime strain. And if you look at this chart, again, an even split would be these blue and white. So Kim Dog is a good even split. Purple Train Wreck is a good even split. Now let's talk about why there are so many names when it comes to sativa and indica. Many of my patients will come to me and say, oh, they gave me a sativa, or oh, they gave me an indica. Well, I want to know what you got. You know, did you get the Gorilla Glue? Did you get the Sour Diesel? Did you get the strawberry sherbet? Because not all sativas and indicas are created equal. And you may have found, even in your own experience, that you like a particular sativa more than you like another sativa. You like a particular indica more than you like another indica. So if you have noticed here in Florida, a lot of times you'll go to the dispensaries and they will have run out of things, partly because of the vertical distribution of the way the dispensaries are set up. But if they run out of the things that you like, they'll try to sell you another type of sativa. Be careful about that, because you may like a certain sativa because of the cultivars within that sativa. And what I mean by that is sativas and indicas all have terpenes. They all have a particular terpene profile that is particular to that strain. So you may have a sativa that may have more limonene in it, that may have more myrcene in it, which gives it its characteristics. So if you've never heard of terpenes, terpenes are what are in essential oils. Terpenes give plants in general their smell. Terpenes give it their taste, but terpenes also give that plant its characteristics. So if you're familiar with the essential oil lavender, for example, lavender is full of linalool. So you use an essential oil like lavender to be relaxing, to be calm. And it's the same thing in indica. Indicas tend to have a lot of linalool in them, which is why they tend to be purple. If you've ever seen the lavender plant, it's named because of its color. And so that's just an example. Limonene is another terpene. Limonenes are going to be found in a lot of times in sativas, which again is why you see limonenes in lemons and citrus plants. Lemons, the essential oil lemon and the terpene limonene is uplifting, it's cerebral, it's energetic. So this is why you'll find a lot of limonene in the sativas, depending on how the plant was grown, depending on the environment of the plant, depending on the lighting, depending on the water, depending on so many things during the growth phase of that particular cannabis strain is what makes it a train wreck versus a Girl Scout cookies. It's how these terpenes and how these flavonoids all come together to create the effect that that particular strain gives. That is what we call the entourage effect.